What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the Bulls been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team.
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Well, hey! Welcome to the weekly recap on a Monday. My God, it's well different from doing it on a Sunday. I can tell you that. All right, we're talking USA lose to Tim Horton's drinking, most loving, hockey playing, Looney Tunes spending Canada. I don't know what was worse, the attendance or the performance from that U.S. men's national team. We're going to talk about it. Alex Morgan retires. She played 13 minutes. A lot of people don't understand why she played 13 minutes. We'll talk about that. An England fan is going to jail. We'll tell you why, that fat bastard. It's dangerous, it's funny, but it's still dangerous, and we'll tell you what happened. Beckham thinks the USA will win the World Cup. We've got some interesting thoughts on that. Oh, and by the way, Wayne Rooney was back at Old Trafford scoring goals, looking good in certain ways, but not others. All right, lots and lots to get to on this Monday night recap. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to that. We got a lot, as I said, to get to with the boys in the new studio, but a big thank you to our partners before we jump in. Big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all your soccer gear needs. Big thank you to Next Level Training. Aaron, Dylan, Renato, Scotty, and the boys do the best job out there for training. Sign your kids up today. Thank you to the Michigan Jags. My kids went and played in some tournaments this past weekend. A lot of Jags teams did really well out at the Lightning Cup. Big thank you to Thomas McGee's. Thomas McGee's, get to downtown Detroit for all the Premier League games. Get down there for all the soccer games you could ever want to watch. They got them, and some good beer specials. Thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. All right, listen, guys, lots to get to. I got some friends here in the studio. Nate, Danny.
Wait, were you at the Lightning Cup?
I think that was what it was called. I don't know. There was like a million Jags teams out there. The freaking
Hold on.
Parking was a zoo?
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I'm stopping.
Look at your phone.
Yeah, you called me. I was not there that day. I was not there that morning. I was handling two other small children.
You were at the Lightning Cup and you didn't tell me.
I was at the Lightning Cup on
you.
Sunday.
I called you and said where exactly it was.
I wasn't there Saturday when you called me. No, sorry.
Hey, Danny.
Hey.
Tournaments are 1 day or 2 day generally. Saturday and what now?
Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm at something maybe Saturday, you would think I'd be at something maybe
Sunday.
Okay. So why don't you call into our call-in line if you think Craig was out of line. The number is, what's the number? Let's put it up.
I don't even know where the number is. I don't have it on this screen. I don't have it on this screen. I'd have to go back.
It's 555. Craig's a...
What are you mad about? Nate's mad about Craig not calling him back. And
I forgot it was a PG show. I wanted to say a couple
You're
things.
right. I should have called you back.
How do you not call me back?
I was handling two small children.
How do you get stuck in the traffic I told you about?
I didn't. My wife did, and she called me screaming about the traffic that you and everyone. Was that?
It was bad.
Dude, there was a lot of people that said they were stuck in it for like 40 minutes coming out of that complex.
I was in there for an hour trying to get in. Not even trying to find parking. I had parking already set up.
Who doesn't get stuck driving around Michigan these days? It's
No. Not stuck. Not moving.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Not moving, stuck, diverted.
It was
slow to a crawl.
Yeah. We figured out the.
I'm thinking about like creating a business.
Oh.
Okay.
Go on.
Trademark it.
About creating a business. I'm gonna trademark it right now. Because of all this, stop and go traffic and sitting in traffic and all that sort of stuff, I was thinking about creating a business called Trunkin' Donuts.
Ooh, explain.
Selling donuts out the trunk of my car. Trunkin' Donuts.
I thought you just call them Danny's Sexy Holes.
Oh,
that's bit
What, Danny?
It's a bit overly PG on a
What do you
Monday
mean?
night.
Donuts have holes in them, and you're sexy. Danny's sexy holes.
I
Dip into Danny's sexy holes, Craig.
I like.
no, get
Craig,
back.
are you feeling a little hungry? Why don't you take a big bite of Danny's sexy hole?
Do you think it'd sell on the highway?
I think it would sell everywhere.
You got to be honest. I don't know if I'm buying donuts out of the back of your trunk though. But
Well,
if
would
I'm
you-
stuck in line for 45 minutes, maybe.
Would you be
Maybe.
enticed
Maybe.
to Danny's trunk with Danny's sexy hole?
I mean, if there's a nice big sign.
Would Danny's sexy holes bring you right to his trunk?
This weekend only, Danny's sexy holes. We're talking about donut. Okay, yeah.
I don't know
all
what
right.
we're talking about
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah.
Come to Danny's sexy hole.
Nate, you had a fun-filled soccer tournament weekend just like I did. Danny, what did you do this weekend?
Not much.
No?
I didn't watch any international soccer, if that's what you're asking.
Well, that's because it was a fucking Nations League that no one
didn't-
gives a toss
I
about.
didn't watch any. I watched my kid play,
Oh, yeah, there you go. We all watched our
which
kids
was
play.
good.
Yeah.
All those games are not on real.
I had a high school game on Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yeah, I had a high school game on Saturday afternoon at noon against Brighton.
How'd that go?
3-0 win.
There you go. Congratulations. If I had the button for the applause, but I
Yeah,
don't.
thanks,
that's
Brooks.
Brooks,
Um,
who's not here. Brooks is not here.
What?
Boo.
Wait a minute. Cut to Brooks real quick.
I can't. I nixed his camera away
Oh.
since he's not here. I should have been prepared. Should have had something there.
Spent the weekend, with a sick missus.
No, that's not fun.
No,
No,
it wasn't.
no, that's not.
No, it wasn't. Well, it was fun for certain portions of it, but it wasn't fun.
Yeah. All right.
Nobody likes to be sick.
No.
My kid had a good game. I almost got stung by a wasp.
Well,
I think it smelt my sexy legs and ran away or flew away.
but did you run away quicker than the wasp? Is that what was going
I
on?
tried to swat the damn thing, but I couldn't.
yeah, don't do
I couldn't get it. It was too quick for me. So I was waiting for it to land on the turf. Actually, by the way, have you been out to the Wolves facility?
The
new one.
The JC Park?
Yeah. No.
Oh, St. Joe's?
Schoolcraft.
Yeah, St. Joe's one or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
the
St. John's.
two fields that they've built.
Yeah, yeah.
That's nice.
Is it?
Yeah, really nice. Yeah.
I haven't seen it since.
Yeah,
they've
there's
done
like 7v7, 9v9 fields specific out there now. It's good.
that. Yeah, they got lots of soccer facilities.
Anyway, oh Canada.
That's right. We're moving on. All right. I don't know what was worse. The attendance. It was. Now listen. I put it on our Facebook group. Why is the attendance so poor? The stadium. It was in Sporting Kansas City. It was in Kansas City. The stadium was half filled. It was crazy. It was.
Why?
That's what I said. I'm like, why are people not showing up? I don't believe ticket prices are that high. I believe they were fine. But everybody goes, well, it's college football weekend. Really? Really? Come on, that can't be it, right?
No.
I mean, this is we're U.S. men's national team playing against
Did the
Canada,
MLS
who's a
play
big
this weekend?
rival, and I know it's a friendly. But it's a rivalry. No, you aren't interested. If I said Nate,
Canada's not a rivalry.
well, wait,
Hey.
ooh, I don't know. Canada thinks it is.
Okay, that's
Jesse
good.
Marsh definitely thought it
Great
was.
for them, but it's not.
Why is it not? Why is it not a rivalry?
When has Canada ever been a rivalry? It's Mexico.
Yeah, that is the big rivalry. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, your next door neighbor, right?
Yeah, we're 5-2-4 against Canada. What kind of?
I think that's the
And
first
la-
time they've beaten us in Canada in America. Excuse
haven't-
me, in the last 50 years or something like that.
Great, good for them. It only took not having a coach for them to win.
Yeah, that.
Like, why would you show up though? Like seriously, the tickets are probably what 150.
No, I think they were all right.
Are you
reasonably
sure about
charged.
that?
Let's double check. They were reasonably charged.
Yeah, okay. Usually they're around 100 some odd dollars. You're showing up for. I mean, they brought out some good players, but
I mean, the whole crew
what
was there.
What are you showing up
Pulisic
for?
started.
There's no coach. There's no identity.
It was just a friendly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm pissed about is
it's not even like a Nations League thing, which I know are almost glorified friendlies as well. This was literally for nothing. Like,
oh yeah, there was
it's
nothing
for
behind it. It's
nothing.
just a friendly match.
Can
It's
you
for
imagine if they came up with we've got the Nations League,
Yeah.
a Continental League.
Well, we have a Nations League as well, and we play in it, and that's a little bit more serious.
What's it called?
Nations League.
Are you guys paying attention to any of the Nations League, any of the games on this
I
international
would love
break?
to watch them.
No.
If you
I
had
know.
VIX or like some weird channel that you can turn into this crap on,
Well,
which
the-
I can't.
The U.S. game was on TBS.
I was scrolling through.
You said the Nations League.
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah, sorry,
scrolling
yeah.
through. I was scrolling through Twitter, and this was after England played Republic of Ireland,
Yep.
and I saw the score, I saw that the 2 Irish lads scored for England.
Yep.
You know,
By the way, they were the 2 that were booed roundly during introductions. We'll get to that in a little bit.
do you know? I found out actually Lee Carsley, the
Yeah.
current interim manager,
Played
right,
for.
right, played for Ireland. And not
But-
only that, he came out with a statement this weekend and said that 85% of the current available players that play for the English national team have got dual citizenship in other countries.
85% of the team that play for England.
85% of the current roster, the current squad,
Know that.
have 85% dual nationality capability, meaning grandma was born in Ireland or dad had an uncle in Jamaica or some shit like that.
That's why we got Pochettino to bring in those dual nationals.
Exactly.
There you go.
Danny, if you'd have been, where could you have played? Where you could have played for England, obviously, because you were born there. But where else would you?
Yeah,
have been able to play?
I played England schoolboys, but I think my great grandfather was from Scotland, so I guess I could have played from
Yeah,
Scotland with
yeah,
lineage.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Ireland.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
'Cause my mum married my mum married my stepdad, and his family was Irish, so maybe that.
I don't know how does that.
I don't know whether that crosses over as
don't know.
lineage or not,
I don't think it does, to be honest.
but it's actually it's quite common.
yeah,
it's quite common.
I could have played personally for South Africa, England, Scotland, and then after becoming an assistant here, USA. But
South Africa,
I'm still confused why you didn't play for South Africa.
the home of the Crew Grant, South Africa.
Back when he was would have been eligible around that age. I don't think they really had a
Shit,
good
he
team.
could have played Division 1 at Michigan State and been a walk-on at South Africa.
what I'm
You know
saying.
what I mean? He
He
could have played for the
walked
South
on at
African
South
national
Africa.
team.
there were some decent players. I mean, South Africa was in the 2010 World Cup, and they obviously.
You weren't playing in
Wasn't
the
that
I
George
wish I
Weah?
would have, but
Was that
I
George
mean,
Weah or was he Jamaica? George Weah.
No, he was Nigerian, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
George Weah is a Nigerian.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wish I could have, but I wasn't that good enough to play for South Africa. There's some good
Well, you
players.
never know.
Mark Fish and there's some
Who?
good players.
I
Yeah,
don't even
you
know
wouldn't
any of these
know. Some good South African players back there. But yeah, now listen. All right, back to USA.
Who?
I don't understand how USA shows up. U.S. men's national team shows up.
It was
and
by
from
plane.
The first 5 minutes, you just saw Canada were going at it. Canada was there. They didn't. All right, you know on a kickoff nowadays, every team, what do? They kick off, they kick the ball back to their goalie, they all rush forward, and then the goalie lumps it up, right?
Right.
Canada didn't do this. Canada did a little tap and then a dump over to the side, and then they all started rushing, and they went, oh, they're coming to play today.
Right.
They're in it. And USA went, oh, this is not what we expected, and they couldn't get anything out of it. They only had one chance to score in the first half, and that was a off-target miss by Pulisic. Poor effort from USA, in my opinion. Just poor overall. I was really disappointed.
I think there's pictures of the USA team on Friday at some type of college game or something.
That was Thursday night.
So
at the
that
they were at the
shows you
Kansas City Chiefs game. Yeah,
Yeah, it shows you exactly how seriously.
Turner, Pulisic, and Turner, Pulisic, and Tim Weah.
To me, that shows you exactly the amount of stock they took into this
Do you,
game.
do you know, a friend of mine posted on Twitter over the weekend, and he went, I honestly can't be arsed with international football anymore. He's quoting, I'm paraphrasing, but it's something along the lines of, I can't be arsed with international football anymore. But the silver lining is this player got starting minutes for their national team that they didn't have in preseason. So welcome back to club next week. You know, that's the only reason that.
Well, okay. No, I agree with that, right? So some of the players who haven't gotten up to speed in their club season, they get some minutes here. Did you see what happened to Martin Odegaard today?
He got injured.
Nasty ankle sprain. He twisted that thing. It looks like he might be out for the North London Derby coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
And by the way, Arsenal are already without Declan Rice because of his red card that he picked up against
that's
Brighton
right.
Hove Albion.
That's right.
So,
and it's at Tottenham too.
Yeah. So you know what? I just big F you to international football because I mean
I don't like we've gone down this rabbit hole before, so I don't want to go down it again. But I don't see the point of these needless internationals.
no. I mean
The Nations League and all that sort of stuff. Why don't we just go back to, qualifiers for the next major championship and throw in a couple of friendlies every now and again?
because FIFA wants their money. FIFA wants their
Yeah.
money, and that's what it's all about, right? All right, so USA lose 2-1. I will say the goal that was scored was it De La Torre who scored? I don't even know.
Yep.
It was offside. It was offside. They don't do VAR. They didn't do any reviews, but you looked at it and you're like that looks offside. And even he looked and he goes, "Ooh, look at the linesman." Yeah, I think it's a good goal. So could have been 2-0, could have been 4-0. If it wasn't for Patrick Schulte, the U.S. goalie. He had a phenomenal. It's pretty sad when you say the best player on the team, the best player that you had was the goalie. All right, moving on. Alex Morgan retired this past weekend. She announced, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, she's retiring. She's 35 years old. She is pregnant with her second child. She played 13 minutes for San Diego this weekend and then retired. They pulled her off, subbed her after 13 minutes. A lot of people commenting, whoa, she's not fit enough. She can't play more than 13 minutes. Well, 13 is her number. 13 is a significant number in her life and that she's played with her entire life, and that was her U.S. national team number. So after 13 minutes, she was pulled off the field, roundly applauded. She has, in the last couple of years, I will say, as this happens to everybody, regressed as a player. She's lost a step or two. Right. She's not scoring as many goals as she did. But at her absolute height 10 years ago, she was a baller and a phenomenal player. And I think most people remember her for that. So, I mean, kudos to her. What a career she's had.
I mean, the reality is if she's having her second kid, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time she recovers and gets fit for that, she's going to be about 38.
Yep. Yeah, and she has said she wants to move on to other things. You know, she has some entrepreneurial interests. She has some money tied up in some clubs here and there. So, it's a good thing. I mean, what a player for Danny. You coach girls, right? And have coached girls. I'm sure a lot of them own an Alex Morgan jersey and have shown up to practice in a jersey. And she's a player to look up to, right?
I mean, 10 years ago, I mean, she was the big follow-on player from Mia Hamm, wasn't she? You know, she was just I think she played with her in the national team 15 years ago. So I mean, she was the big follow-on from that, and she kind of come into the national team when the youth women's game here was taking off and becoming quite popular. So I mean, every credit to her. You know, there's actually a great story behind that. It wasn't just actually number 13 that she'd played with the U.S. national team, and she played with her entire club career. She actually scored her first goal on a professional debut in the 13th minute.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
So
that's crazy.
That's why she chose to come off in the 13th minute. But
love it.
I mean, great career. But I mean, now you've got players like, Trinity Rodman and Smith and, coming through the ranks, and, she's probably, they've kind of moved on that older guard era, in the U.S. women's national team. And like you said, she's pregnant and she's got some other interests. So, I mean,
yeah, good luck to her, right?
Good luck to her,
Every great career comes to an end, Father Time waits for no man or woman. This is just her time. I will say, ironically, I watched over the weekend the Hope Solo documentary. I believe it's on Netflix, Hope Solo versus U.S. Soccer. It's about 1 hour long. Highly recommend it.
Really?
Highly, highly, highly recommend it. A lot of things you'll learn about Hope Solo you didn't know. I'll tell you right now. I had no idea she only became a goalie in college. She was a standout player in high school and club career as a forward, a striker, scoring goals. Incredible. And then she got to University of Washington, and she said, I want to play for the U.S. women's national team. And they said, well, the best chance you have is by becoming a goalie. She turned into a goalie. Literally, and she worked at it. I mean, she's a little bit bat-ass crazy, if you know what I'm saying. But highly recommend if you got an hour free.
On all goalkeepers?
Oh, yeah, this is true. So the funny thing is, I had a conversation with a woman online, one of the Facebook groups, and I was like, "Oh man, goalies are crazy." She's like, "My kid's a goalie." I'm like, "Well, sorry for you, but." Listen, most of us, when a ball's fired at us, we jump out of the way. Your kid and goalies jump in the way.
They're nuts. Our goalkeeper was absolutely nuts when I was playing. Even coming every club I played for, be it Liverpool or Fleetwood Town or Crewe and all that stuff. Every goalkeeper, you expected to walk into the dressing room biting the heads off of chickens. They were just nuts. They were absolutely nuts.
Are you as surprised as I am that Nate didn't end up as a goalie?
I'm short.
Well, that's true.
He's too short. Yeah, unfortunately,
I'm vertically limited.
Oh God,
he's too short. Mind you, I mean, Fabian Barthez wasn't big. He's probably got an inch on you.
No, I'm big. Short.
Just short.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Nate with the adult jokes today. Yeah. All right. After 9.
Talk about my biceps.
Yeah. Oh. All right. I mean, they're all right.
Wow. I came here for this.
Jabs.
Damn.
Jabs. But anyway, so yeah, Alex Morgan retires, and my side note on that is she declined actually to be part of that Hope Solo documentary, as did most other U.S. players. She gets a small shout out in it though, but anyway, that's a big loss. I have yet to tell my daughter that Alex Morgan retired, and she's probably never going to see her play again, and yeah, my daughter would be pissed. Anyway, moving on. All right, we're all over the place today. The topics are literally free flowing. Bleh. All right, next on my list. All right, boys, listen. Wayne Rooney played at Old Trafford.
Looking fit.
Wait, what?
Looking fit.
Looking trim, wasn't he? Now you got to give me a minute here. I'm gonna have to pull up the picture.
What's wild is the fact that Ronaldo is older than Rooney.
Yeah. So there's a picture of Mr. Rooney. Now, listen, you know, the fans probably were not singing this to him, but if he were to go to an opposing ground as who ate all the pies, clearly he ate all the pies, and the guy who was serving the pies.
It's a flattering picture, actually. I saw a couple.
You saw a worse one than this?
Oh yeah, I saw a couple ones where you can literally see his 3 chins.
Yeah.
You know, but and I look at it, and you know, actually, to be honest with you, I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah,
because it's on MUTV.
Yeah,
and Michael Carrick just looks like he hasn't missed a day.
Yeah.
And he was spraying balls all over the pitch. And I was like, shit, man, he could go into our squad right now and sit at the 6 and just spray balls all over the place.
Casemiro, take a seat. Carrick, yep, come down from Middlesbrough. We're going to need you.
Absolutely unreal. But, you know, Wazza, and Wazza's like probably outside of Scholes and Beckham, probably my favorite player that's ever played for Man United, Wayne Rooney. And my kids have got a canvas picture in their bedroom of him with the bicycle kick against Man City. Awesome. And I tell you what, he popped up with about 25 yards out with a free kick, and it just
what a phenomenal free kick! I mean, over the wall and into the top corner, you went.
Guy's out of shape. Goalkeeper didn't even move.
Still got it.
Man, you can do that at 40,
dude. And this is a charity game, so let's tell everybody it was for a charity game for the Manchester United Foundation. Right. United Legends versus the Celtic Legends. I don't care who they were playing against in the Premiership. No goalie stopping that free kick.
No,
Danny, that was upper.
There's no goalkeeper.
Still got it.
Current. There's no goalkeeper current that's stopping that free kick. No, he didn't even move.
It was so good.
It was so good to watch. Like it was good to watch him play. You know, a little bit. You know, and he said at the end of the game, actually in the interviews, like he goes, I've still got it. Like, I can still move the ball and I can still strike a ball. He goes, but I think my fitness is gone and my speed's gone. You know?
You think?
You know, a little bit. And I was like, you know, and Scholesy stood behind him, and Scholesy got a bit of a beer belly on him now as well, you know. So it's just like, you know what? The guy worked his ass off for 20 years, man. You know, just let him go and have his fun.
Listen, when he made his debut at 16, we all saw the footage of him and his parents and him signing. And then when he moved on to Man United a couple years later, we all saw it. His parents are big people.
Yeah.
And no offense, literally we all said, listen, the day you stop playing this sport, you're going to balloon up. And it happened.
It started to happen in the last year and a half of his career. He started to let himself go a little bit. He wasn't playing as much and all that sort of stuff. And you could definitely see he was a bit podgy. But, yeah, he's
You guys are being so flattering.
Well,
there's let yourself go, not look in match shape, a little hefty. And then there's that.
Put back that picture.
Listen. Ronaldo's older than him.
Yeah, Ronaldo's a year older than he is. But Ronaldo's a machine. That guy's a machine.
Look at...
have you seen what? Have you literally seen what Ronaldo eats and drinks?
Yeah, it's what I eat and drink.
I mean, he literally just eats chicken and rice and water. That's it.
Okay, ditto, so?
That's literally it.
That's gross. I'm bored. I'm bored just hearing those words.
You guys understand this, like, basically my diet, right? So I'm like, okay, ditto.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Okay.
Issue? Weird.
Weird.
Except you throw in the LaCroix and the beers and the coffees and the sweets and,
hold
all
on.
that sort of
LaCroix is water that's fizzy. There's nothing in there.
Okay.
Did you say the sweets?
The coffees and the
coffee has nothing in it.
You drink it black, straight black. Yeah.
Looking at my eyes and realizing I'm a man.
I've seen him drink a coffee that's loaded with shit.
What are you talking about?
Loaded with sugar.
You know what?
Cream.
What the hell are you talking about? I drink my coffee black.
That is false.
That is 100%. What the? are you talking about?
I'm going to pull up the cameras that I have in my house for obvious reasons.
Pull them up.
And
Obvious reason. Don't
I
mind,
went to-
don't mind the
I went-
camera that's blinking.
You
That means
shut up
it's
for a
turned
second.
off.
Now I'm pissed. Brought up Canada, I don't care. But how dare you defile my coffee order? You know damn well I went to Starbucks, okay? And you got some mocha fropa, whatever the shit. I had to ask twice. Had no idea what the hell is going on. Iced coffee black.
it was actually
Iced coffee
it
black.
was an ice brew.
Yeah.
No. You had you had crap in there.
Danny, do you know the number one customer at Danny's Sexy Holes, Donut Holes?
Nate.
It would be Nate.
Hey.
It'd be Nate.
I got to have something to dip.
Can I get some of those holes and one of those really sugary drinks?
Can you imagine if I sold coffee too?
Yeah, nice.
He'd be your biggest customer.
Would you take it black?
Yeah, Danny's. Yeah, I'd take Danny's Big Black. Which is what you'd call the large coffee. Danny's Big Black.
Leaded or unleaded?
Oh, it's gonna be leaded.
What do you think Rooney drinks in the morning?
Pints.
Pints?
I think he
Pints of
he
Guinness.
drinks. I think he just wakes up and just he probably rolls over in bed and then gets the pipe, this pipe that goes into a barrel on the side of his bed, just ingests gravy. Oh.
But let's be honest. That is a body of a man who's just drinking pints after pints after pints.
He loves the
And
Guinness.
he was a partier, even at United.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're active, you can do that. When you're not active, that's what your body looks like. That looks like 80% of, the MUSL over 30 players.
Over 30? Yeah, essentially, you're right.
Yeah. I'm right. Because I posted that, right? When
Yeah, that's
Orchestra
right.
was like,
That's right.
yeah, it's about true.
Yeah.
You thought I was talking about the free kick. And I was like, nope.
You know what I'm realizing, though? Okay, we're making fun of his weight, right? But back in 2006, 2007, he was the best player in the world. There was no better player than that man in the world.
There was a stretch
in that year.
There was a stretch of time from 06 to 08 where Man United were arguably the best team in the world.
Sure.
With Ronaldo, Tevez, and Rooney up front.
Yeah.
You
got Scholes in there feeding the balls. You got
Scholes,
Carrick winning
Carrick
it.
behind him.
Yeah.
Hargreaves was in that team as well. I mean, he had a 38, 39, 40 goal season, which rivaled one of Ronaldo's best years.
Yeah.
And he was phenomenal.
He's the reason why I got into Man United and liked him. He was my favorite player.
Yeah.
Period. So I say it with all the love in the world. It's you know what I mean? But at the same time,
And listen,
Get
there
to the
was,
gym, son.
Yeah.
you don't
Maybe lay off the pints and the gravy.
you don't have to lay off.
What?
But just take it back a little bit. Like you got Ronaldo on this end, okay, which is just white rice and boiled chicken.
Boring.
Okay, and you got extra gravy pies on this end, which is Wayne Rudy. There's a middle. There's a happy middle, happy in between there.
He just needs to find it.
You just, it's what you got to do. You're starting to look like, who is the Highland player that, looks nothing like himself?
We're going to get...
Wesley Sneijder.
Yeah, you're looking Wesley Sneijder-ish, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking Wesley Sneijder-ish.
Yeah.
Do you know, if his agent catches wind of this episode, we're going to get sued for defamation.
I have not said one thing that is wrong, according to that picture that is there. There is nothing I said that...
Yeah, I don't think there's anything anybody said.
Let's go to court, buddy. Because I'll counter sue with defamation on my end because I know what the hell I'm talking about, and I know what that body's from, buddy. It's Body by Pies, okay?
Well, there's another great former striker, one of the best strikers in the world. His jersey's hanging behind you boys. The original Ronaldo, phenomenon. He's ballooned up.
Yep.
He had some serious knee injuries, though, and probably can't quite get out and exercise. I'm not saying that's the excuse, but he's ballooned.
I am so...
Ballooned.
Okay, the term at the gym, just for everyone. Now we're going to dive into Nate's other world.
Oh, God. Here
You
we
can't
go.
outrun a shitty diet. You can't eat like shit and work out and expect to be looking good. It doesn't happen. That, and anyone else, Wesley Sneijder, that's some eating and drinking like shit. You don't have to work out. You don't even have to run. Okay?
Has he not earned it? Has he not earned the right
I'm
to
not
go, you know
saying
what?
that, but let's call it what it is.
Best player in the world for a
Don't
while.
tell me this shit about, oh, well, he just doesn't play like he used to anymore, and therefore he tacked on 150 pounds. It's like, no, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Well,
Who's the German art? I've been trying to think of his name the whole time. The German player who played, Turkish player that played for Arsenal. Ozil. You seen what Ozil looks like?
no. Has he
Dude
been?
is jacked.
Oh, yeah, no. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
wait a minute.
Fernando Torres. did the
Jacked
same
out of
thing.
his mind.
Torres went whoosh.
Yeah, Ozil was right
said-
behind him.
Have you seen Sami Nasri?
Oh, yes. Oh, now
Sami
Nasri's been following in
Nasri looks worse than him.
in Rooney's footsteps for sure.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Nasri looks like he's a beach ball.
Oh my word.
Just roll him down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not from, hey, I stopped my high cardio twice a day habit. No, that's
Okay, all right,
I picked up pies.
Fat shaming. We have to get off the fat
I'm
shaming.
not fat shaming. I'm calling
All right.
it what it is.
Well, all right.
You want to do that to yourself?
I want
Have at it.
to. I want to show you England's fattest ever player.
Is he on the pies?
He's on something. You ready?
Hey, whoa.
Yo. All right. So this fella.
He looked like he did good. How did he do?
So England are at the Republic of Ireland this past
basketball
weekend,
shorts?
and this fella decides to sneak onto the pitch full kit wanker
Wait,
style.
hold on.
Yep.
Wait.
Yep.
Snuck?
Snuck onto the pitch.
Wait.
Yep.
That implies that some people are like, oh, yeah, he's a player.
Someone had to think this fucking tomfoolery guy was
No.
a player. This is ridiculous.
No, really? He didn't just hop over the fence, right?
I have no idea how it happened, but you can look. You can see Gordon and Trent. They're like, who the hell's this fella? And why isn't he wearing the kit?
That's I didn't know Harry Maguire was playing this game.
What's Harry doing down here? So this guy is YouTube prankster Jarvo, and he's claimed that he is the perpetrator, writing on X, formerly known as Twitter, "I am now England's fattest ever football player." He was he snuck on and obviously stuck out like a sore thumb for more than one reason, because he's not wearing the warm-up gear.
What's he trying to stuff down his pants, by the way?
I think he's got his phone. I think he had his phone with him, and he tried. I think he may have seen security coming.
Oh.
So he puts his phone away, and then the next picture you see, he's being escorted away. But all right. So if we're being very honest about this,
No, let's be dishonest.
I mean, I'll be dishonest in a minute. It's funny as hell, right? It's funny, but honestly, how is he allowed to get this close to players?
I don't know.
Because if he could do that, he could probably have snuck a knife or something and hurt someone.
I don't know. I think that guy with the yellow hair behind the kid looks like a player.
It's only going to be like
Those are players.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I got confused. Which one's the guy who snuck on?
Number 69.
Oh, okay.
That's not Harry Maguire.
Oh, that
That's
wasn't
not
Harry Maguire?
That's not Harry Maguire.
Oh, no. Okay, I got lost there. I was
This is-
wondering why he didn't have a kid next to him.
This is something we talked about. I had conversations about a couple of weeks ago, actually, with everything obviously that's going on in the world now.
Yeah.
Is that it's only going to be a matter of time before something happens at a major sporting event, in that realm,
Right.
You know, because security is a little bit lax.
Yeah.
Situations like that. I mean, remember the tennis player, what was her name?
Monica Seles.
She got stabbed in the back
Yeah.
when she was sat down, in between sets,
Yep.
right? Guy hopped the fence. So what?
But then you've got all these kids running on to get their picture taken with Ronaldo and Messi, and one of them, it's got to stop.
Yeah.
It's got to stop, because you're right. Something is going to happen.
Somebody's going to get hurt.
I mean, look at the world we've had in the last couple of months. We've had a presidential candidate, a former president, shot at. We've had school shootings. We've had people go and stand up in lines. We've had like this fat fella. He called himself fat, so I'm not being mean there.
Wow.
And then we've got kids and even teenagers running onto the pitch to have their pictures taken with people.
Right.
It's got to stop.
Yeah,
Something
sure.
bad is going to happen, and it's going to be unfortunate, Daddy. You're right. But, I mean, that's the honest fact. It's getting sick, and something has to be done. Because at some point, someone's going to get hurt, and then you know what the next step is? They're going to start putting those fences. They're going to put fences like they have in South America around, and nobody's going to be able to – you're not going to be able to see. You have to watch the game through a fence. You might as well
Right.
just stay at home.
Right. For
And then
sure.
if that shit starts happening, you're worried about, can I take my kids to these games?
Yeah.
Right? Because I also don't want my kids going
Well,
to these
then
games and having to see that.
you kind of go backwards in time, right? Because we've come a long way since Hillsborough. We've
Yep.
come a long way since the Turin disaster. Where people died, and they start throwing barricades up at the front again to keep people from going onto the pitch, then you're going to get people rushing, and people are going to get squashed and all that sort of stuff, So we definitely don't want to go back there.
We definitely do not want to go back. So we'll see what happens. But this guy decided he wanted to be famous, and even more famous than he is. So one of the things, boys, I kind of wanted to talk about in a serious note. Let me put the screen back. Nate, you posted it in the group. It raised a couple of questions, but I think I thought everybody was going to be on the same page. The Ballon d'Or list. You were nice enough to post this.
Hey, which list?
The Ballon d'Or, who's up for the best
that one?
player in the world. Let's get back to it.
There.
There we go. Here is your official 2024 Ballon d'Or men's list. Bellingham, Kanahaglu, Carvajal, Diaz, Dobrik, Foden. Foden, don't get me wrong, great player on the list. Grimaldo, Haaland, Hummels, Kane, Cruz, Lookman, Martinez, Emi Martinez, and Latura Martinez. Kylian Mbappe, Odegaard, Olmo, Palmer, Declan Rice, Rodri for me is the winner there. I thought most people were going to go with him, but apparently there was a spring of others around. Antonio Rudiger, Saka, Saliba, Vertonghen, Vinicius Jr. had a lot of votes. Vitinha, Nico Williams, Florian Wirtz, who at some point I believe will win this award. Granit Xhaka, with his Bayer Leverkusen team last year, had a hell of a year. And Lamine Yamal, I get it. Lamine Yamal had a good year last year, but Ballon d'Or worthy? I'm not quite sure of that.
From here on in, and then I'm gonna, request this to obviously the committee who's watching right now.
Absolutely, they are.
They are. If you're gonna put someone on this list, you have to write a paragraph for why you're putting them on the list.
Not just because they have a popular name.
Why is Mats Hummels on this list?
Good question.
What the?
Champions League final, more than likely.
One game?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
okay.
And then you got Nico Williams, who had a good year, but not a great year, in my opinion.
All I saw. I'm looking at the list there as you were reading it out, and I'm going down the list, and obviously Bellingham is in the top three for me. Rodri and Vinny Jr.
Yep, those are the three.
Those
for
are
me
the
as well.
three.
Yep.
Those are the three that you would look at. You could probably make a case for Toni Kroos.
Sure.
End of his career, won another Champions League. You could probably make a case for him. The fact that he's probably been one of the most consistent footballers over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
You can make a case for Højlund.
Yeah, I mean, Holland as well. Scored some great goals. Obviously, won another title with City. There's probably 5 names on that list that legitimately deserve to be on there. The rest is just fluff.
You know who I can't make a case for?
Who's that?
Mats Hummels.
I mean, I don't know why Danny Olmo's on there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah,
Danny
just-
Olmo.
Well, yeah.
And Cole Palmer had a great
three
year,
good games.
but he's not going to be better than any of the others.
I think Olmo was injured for like a majority
Yeah,
of it, too.
and Martin Odegaard, great year, but Ballon d'Or worthy?
I don't even know.
Honestly,
Honestly, like some of the names on that list, like William Saliba, and I don't even know why they put defenders on that list.
Yeah,
I don't think a
Rudiger-
defender's ever won it.
Yeah, Rudiger's a great center back, but Blue Dion? No. Like, no.
All right. So gun to head, give me a top 3. Are we all pretty much convinced it's going to be Vinny, Rodri, or Bellingham?
Yeah,
And out of those 3,
it's going to be a Real Madrid player.
yeah.
It's going to be a Madrid player. I don't like Rodri winning the league and all that sort of stuff's great. Obviously he won the European Championship as well this summer.
Nate had a great case a couple of weeks ago for Danny Carvajal. Nate, right after
Defenders don't get it though, do they?
I think one of the last ones was Platini to win it, but as a
I get
defender.
blacked out during that
Yeah,
case.
I mean, don't think defenders get it.
I don't think so.
I
Either.
mean, me personally.
He's not even on the list.
Carvajal is.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he
Okay.
was on the list.
I mean, selfishly, I'd like to see Bellingham win it.
Oh yeah.
He's not winning.
But I think Vinny Jr. will get it.
Halfway through the year last year, I would have thought Bellingham was a shoo-in. I picked him.
He
I
had
would have
that
put money
injury
on it.
though, didn't he?
He
had
picked
that,
up an injury towards the end of the year. Still, but look what he did in the Euros. He pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't say carried England, but scored some big goals to get them through.
I think it's going to be Rodri.
I think it's Rodri as well. I think Rodri because of Spain winning and then Manchester City winning again, and him just being the guy.
I don't know, man. the football writers, they love a South American.
They do.
You know what I mean? They really love a they do love a South American winning it, to be honest with you.
It's true.
You know,
But Spain is like South America, just in Europe.
yeah. My shout's Vinny Jr. Probably.
Yeah. If you had to vote, if you got one vote, who would you do? You go for Vinny? Or would you go selfishly as a writer, go Bellingham, being English?
I mean, selfishly as an English writer, I'd go Bellingham.
Yep.
But I would say Vinny Jr. will probably get it.
All right.
Okay.
It usually goes to a Champions League winner.
Oh, of
really?
course. Yep. All right, Nate, give it to us.
All right. There's only one guy that would actually vote on this list that I think is a shoo-in. And I'd do it out of spite for everyone. Mats Hummels.
I was about to say Mats Hummels.
I'm going to vote for Mats Hummels because, screw it.
why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Eat the shit. That's They're going to be like, all right, and Mats Hummels got a vote. What the hell? That was a joke right in.
We
Right.
put him on just as a charity case.
You guys
Holy
know
crap.
that, like, Dortmund let his contract expire. They didn't even re-sign him. And it took him a while to find a new club. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But he's the Balloon d'Or winner for me.
Yeah, all right. Well, there's that
Well,
list again, folks.
I tell you what.
If anybody wanted to see.
If you're part of me, because all this crap is rigged in popularity contests, it could be Tony Cruz.
It could be.
It could be because he did win the Champions League.
Don't you feel that because it's Ronaldo and now Messi have gone that it could actually be legitimized and they can pick based on who deserves it? Probably not because it's FIFA, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's FIFA.
It's a
I
giant.
mean, we might get a surprise. When's the?
I think it's in October.
Yeah.
I think it's in October. Yeah. Nate, I'm gonna point it out. Did you notice someone on the list there?
Are we putting it back up because we can't see it now?
I'm gonna put it back up for you. There's only one goalie on the list.
Yeah, yeah, and so is Mats Hummels on the list. What's your point?
Right.
Like, yeah, they put him on there so when he wins nothing, you can't cry. And they'll be like, well, he was on multiple. He was considered for multiple things.
Why the hell is Harry Kane on that list?
Because
he was the top leading scorer in the Bundesliga.
They should just give it to him they should just give it to Harry Kane for the sheer fact that
it's the only thing he's going to win.
It's the only thing he's ever going to win, and wherever, like, he should get a medal for the fact that he went to Bayern and they won nothing.
Trophy.
He should get a medal.
First time ever
that Bayern have not won anything in the season, and he should get a medal for that.
Come to Bayern, we always went, shit.
Oh crap! What happened? It's you, Harry. You bad luck.
There was a meme popping around Facebook not so long ago, and it's like the only way to stop Man City from winning the Premier League is to sign Harry Kane.
Yeah. I mean, it's not half wrong, right? All right, we got one or two other things I want to talk about here. All right, this is a quote that David Beckham has recently come out with. At some point, the U.S. will win a World Cup. I mean, listen. At some point, I could probably eat my shoe and enjoy it. At some point.
The dumbest fucking statement I think I've ever. Well, not actually, because David's come out with some stupid statements over the years and some stupid clothes that he's worn. But
You sit next to me and listen to me talk. So come on.
I know
I mean, is he just doing it to pander to the U.S.
Probably.
public?
I would assume so. Yeah.
I
I mean, probably. I mean, Squirrel finds it's not every now and again, but no. I don't think there's ever a situation where they'll win it. Certainly not in my lifetime.
I wonder if he'd like to retract that statement now that they've just lost pretty handedly.
All right,
to
hold on.
Canada.
Hold on.
Yeah, okay, holding. Yeah. At some
He
point.
didn't give a timeline. He said at some point.
Yeah.
And you said not in my lifetime. Never said it was in your lifetime.
Right.
Said at some point. And you look how far the game's gone and how well it's been developing here. And I'd have to agree with him because we have the money, we have the resources, and eventually, with the population we have and the wealth of a nation like this, we will probably be a soccer dominant with the way the sport's growing. If it keeps going, why wouldn't it?
I think.
No, I totally agree with you, but I don't think that they haven't yet. And I've been in this country for 23 years. They haven't yet got the structure right.
No.
For them to be able to compete at the top level with youth development and into the national
I don't think
team.
they have the structure right, but I would also argue is what is the right structure, and I think you have to find that because English structure and European structure, I do not think it's right for the country that's this size and diverse.
I agree. For once, I actually agree with you.
and with that many different type of sports. So your structure has to be one that you find. And I think it's taken many countries a long time to find a structure that works for them. And we've been doing it for 20 years.
I'm going to agree with you.
Legitimately
but
since 93.
I think
Not 20 years because I
the
can't do math.
sport-
31 years.
I think the sport expires before the USA win it. I think the sport just goes like 50 or 60 or 80 years. The sport
don't think-
just ceases to be. And
I don't
then
think
at that
the
point,
sport's ever going to expire. It's been around for a gajillion years and half then.
it's been around for about 150 years.
And it's at the peak of popularity right now.
Absolutely it is. I mean, it has for the last 10 years, right? Been the most
It
popular
might
sport in the
regress.
world.
It
and
might regress in
might regress,
popularity at
yeah.
one point, but I don't see
Well, here comes pickleball and lacrosse.
what the hell is going to replace soccer
don't
as a
see
global sport.
Pickleball.
It's too. You know what?
Baseball?
It's just like Apple, right? It's just never going away.
Yep.
Right. It's only going to get better.
It's just so
only going to get
entwined.
stronger.
Yeah.
It's everybody, every generation. Football is loved
World round.
worldwide.
No matter what, whether race, no matter what level of wealth you have.
You know,
anybody
I've
can
always
play
said, and I will stand by this statement. I've always said that football has a way of bringing people together. Yeah. And it does. It just does. It's the most, and it will. It'll just continue to get from strength to strength. But I think for the US to win a major competition like that, that a lot of things have to change.
well, I'm going to tell you what my eyes saw today.
Oh boy.
When I was driving in Milford, yes, Milford,
Milford, for those who don't know, is a fairly well-to-do, wealthy neighborhood.
not really.
No?
Milford is, I mean,
Milford?
kind of, but like,
White collar to upper white
yeah,
collar.
sure.
Upper.
As I passed an elementary school, I turned to my left, and I saw a bunch of kids
Mhm.
playing soccer by themselves, running around and kicking a ball towards the net by themselves.
Two questions for you.
Yep.
Are you allowed to be that close to an elementary school?
You're talking with a man who has a risk management card and coaches.
and-
I'm allowed to be around kids more than you are.
And
bud.
two, did you nearly crash into a tree because kids are playing soccer outside
It's
when they
not the
didn't
first-
have to be?
You know what my daughter tells me? You know what
They
they,
do it
at
at recess?
They do it all the time.
Yeah, so do my kids.
You know when I was parked picking up my kids, you know what sports jersey I saw the most with kids running around in?
Please do not say Manchester United.
No, just
Messi.
sports jersey, soccer.
soccer.
No, not Messi even. There was a one kid with a Messi, but there was other kids that had different other jerseys too. I'm not seeing a lot of football jerseys anymore on kids. I'm not seeing
This is true.
any baseball jerseys on kids.
Oh, no.
You know, sometimes you see a kid with a basketball. I see more kids walking around with soccer jerseys than anything else.
I go to pick up my kids from elementary school, and kids running out of the school wearing soccer jerseys. You're right. You're absolutely right. I saw a kid running. Looked like he might have been 12 or 13 years old, running down the street yesterday wearing that. No offense when I say this, because I don't like the design. The hideous green and white. Oh, was it last year's?
Yeah.
And I screamed out, "Wanker!" And he just waved.
That was really mean to yell at your kid. Like,
Yeah, my kid. Yeah, he ain't allowed back in the house. He's wearing that. No, but you're right. You're
That's what I'm
absolutely
saying.
right.
And it's not the kids that I coach that are gonna be there. My hope is the kids that I coach will love the game enough that their kids might be there.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
That's how it's done.
It's but it needs to happen more, right? There was a big argument. Wasn't that what's his face? U.S. men's national team player recently came out with a statement and said this is why where it's failing youth soccer. A lot of our kids don't go home and play.
Landon
Donovan. Yeah.
Well, he can go eat all the bags of dicks there is because honestly, I'm getting tired of people telling me what's wrong versus what could be better and fixed. And I think it's a soundbite now to go, it's all broke. Okay, then
He definitely did not have any way to fix it. He had
exactly.
no
That's my
solution.
issue.
Yep.
And actually, I have ideas how to fix it. I know you have ideas how to fix it too. So it's not even
The
directed
thing
at
that
anyone in this room.
the thing that bothers me so much, and I don't want to get down this storied path of youth soccer because we both coach in it, right? And
We do.
but it's the same thing with referees, right? And I encountered this at the tournament a couple of weeks ago when I was running it, and I came over and talked to you about the incident,
Oh, yeah.
And what's crazy to me is that there's so many uneducated people on the sideline that scream, shout, and yell and all this sort of stuff. And when you talk to them about it, it's just like, well, it's just not good enough, and I don't like it, and this, that, and the other. And then you want to turn around to them and go, okay, well, the only way to change something is for change. So go get a whistle, go get a referee's license, and become an official.
Yep.
Same thing with coaching, right? If you don't like the way it's being done, then I tell you to go through your coaching licensing, go through your badging, and see what it's like to become a coach, to deal with all the aspects of coaching that is not just X's and O's and picking up cones and laying down cones and all that sort of stuff nowadays. You have to deal with parents and club directors and leagues and all that sort of stuff. It's not easy. So, my point is that change is hard and it's difficult, and we all have ideas how to change it. But if you really want to be part of the solution, if you really want to fix the problem, be part of the solution.
Well, and that's my point. Don't just tell me everything that's wrong. Tell me what you think could be better.
Right.
Don't just say, I'm tired of people telling me the things that could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to this guy, and I don't think highly of him, but I listened to it because Brooks sent me one of his clips, and I was like, this guy's not because Brooks sent, because
Okay, all right. Clarify.
It was because, and I said the same thing. He's saying his suggestion was to tell people and parents to leave the country and go play in Europe and South America in order to become a professional player. And I'm like, yeah, because that's something that everyone can just do, right? Like, oh shit, no kidding. Yeah, I'll just leave. That's something, that's a real viable solution, right? I'm like, that's about the dumbest thing I've heard.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stop. Fix it through positive, creative ideas, not just telling me what's wrong.
Well, this is where we're at. We've got U.S. men's national team players coming out and telling us what's wrong with no ideas coming in. We'll see what happens. This is something we could go down. This is a much larger topic. I agree with you. I agree with some of the things that were said, but again, there's no solution. They haven't come up with a solution yet. We have solutions.
I have all the solutions.
Nate has all the solutions.
I posted my solutions, and everyone said I was right to that Landon Donovan thing, and I got a whole bunch of thumbs ups.
Yeah,
thumbs up means likes.
Means likes, yes. All right, we're moving on. Lots to get to, but there's that David Beckham quote again.
He said at some point.
He did say at some point. All right, I got one other thing for you here I want to show you on this list here. Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
Ronald Koeman, Steven Bergwijn goes to Saudi Arabia at the age of 26. It's clear that this has nothing to do with sporting ambition. His book with the Dutch national team is closed.
Got no issue with that.
I was about to say, you got any? None?
Nope.
None.
No?
No.
I mean, if I'm a...
Why, though? Why do you have no issue with it? Okay, besides the money, right? Because he's getting paid a lot of money wherever he goes.
It's why I also want to take a look at fill a national team with MLS players. No offense to MLS.
MLS just took offense. I get it.
It was the same situation that Fabio Capello told David Beckham when he signed for LA Galaxy.
From the LA Galaxy from
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And he said, if you're
not playing in a big league.
If you're not playing in a big European league, I can't consider you for the national team. So the compromise is that when the MLS season was done, he went to AC Milan on loan.
And that just killed his body.
It did. I mean, it just, it killed him, at the end of the day. But he still played for the national team. I think I have a problem with it because he's right in a sense, Koeman, that you're not going to Saudi Arabia for sporting reasons.
Because the league is absolute trash.
There's 400 people in the stands. The competition is crap.
Yeah.
You're not putting yourself in a position at 26 years old. I mean, he's 2 years off being in his prime.
I was about to say 26, 27, 28. Prime for a soccer player.
28 to 31 is those three-year sweet spot where they're really in their prime, and he's going to Saudi Arabia. Obviously, and it's like the Ivan Toney thing as well. Like you had a major contribution at the European Championships in the summer. Why are you going to Saudi Arabia? Well, you couldn't secure a move to the Premier League or any of the 5 top European leagues as the forward that you are. You had to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, I get it. I think a lot of people are looking at it because Ronald Koeman doesn't like the money he's or whatever or where he's going. It's because the league is crap. I mean, the league is absolutely crap. It's just not a good league. Danny, you said it. It's got 400 people in the stands because no one wants to watch it. I'm not tuning in to watch anybody play in that league. It's
the biggest example of what not to do is Jordan Henderson.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he was playing a captain at Liverpool. Okay, he wasn't playing as regularly as he did over the course of Jurgen Klopp's years in European Cups and all that sort of stuff, but he was playing. He decided to leave and go and join his buddy Steven Gerrard, right?
Yep.
He's gone over there. He's gone, this is not going to get me into the national team.
Yep.
And he's moved to Ajax. And then it's not gone well for him there either.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate he jumped for the money. I think actually he was probably asked to take a lesser role at Liverpool with the players they brought in because he is getting a little older, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to sign a big contract, move to Saudi Arabia, and I don't think he even actually got any of that money. Nate, isn't there a rumor out there that he didn't get any of that money? He had to leave because he wasn't getting paid, and then he wasn't getting picked for England, so he goes, well, what am I doing here?
Right.
And then you're right, he went to Ajax, and he couldn't pick it back up because once he took the foot off the pedal, he couldn't put it back down as a player because of his age. And he missed out on the Euros.
The only reason that league is even talked about is because of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
It's the only reason it's even talked about.
If Ronaldo wasn't there, we don't care about the league. I don't. I'm assuming
Let's
you guys
just
don't.
be
None of the other players even ring a just.
let's just be honest with the Netherlands team, okay? Who's he starting over? Let me run it down for you because he plays left mid, attacking mid, striker, and right wing, okay? But primarily left mid. Is he starting over Xavi Simons, who's a starter for Leipzig?
Not anymore with how he's come on in the last year.
Is he starting for over Cody Grapko?
Cody Grapko? Absolutely
Is he
not.
starting over Daniel Malen?
No.
Is he starting over, and that I'm going from best to worst, or bestest to, is he starting over Xerxes,
No.
No.
who's been scoring for them?
No, he hasn't. Yeah, he scored another goal, didn't
Is he starting for Brobbey, or Brobbey, who plays
Brobbey.
for Brobbey for Ajax?
No.
Is he starting over Waghurst, who's a target forward and plays completely different, who plays for
No,
Nope.
obviously not.
So, what are we talking about here?
he? Yeah. No, I agree. Well,
And-
you know
and-
what?
And that's who you have.
Ronald Koeman probably
And then
just
you-
went.
And then
See
then
ya.
you went to a league that I just named the leagues that these guys played for:
Mm-hmm.
Ajax, Dortmund, Liverpool, Manchester, Leipzig, all upper end European leagues.
Yep.
And you're not as good as those guys, and you went to a league that is not better than any of those leagues that those guys are playing for. Why would I pick you?
And I'll tell you, there's another player on that list that plays at Fulham, and he's not in the national team right now. That's better than Bergwijn, Justin Kluivert.
There you go.
Oh yeah, he's having a good season.
Yeah.
Didn't he move from? Was he moved from Bournemouth? Was
And
it?
hell,
Moved from
if
Bournemouth?
I want,
Oh,
if
can't
I want
remember
to,
now. Yeah.
if I want to write a left wing player, I could move for Mopang, who plays for Leverkusen up there. If
Well, he's written his book
Yeah.
and he won't be coming back,
Nope.
especially not under Ronald Koeman. So good for him. A couple of little quick things here. Player from Nashville got suspended for 2 games. Don't say the word. Don't say the word for saying the C word, and it's not can't.
I can't.
Not,
I think it's
I was. I mean, if I was a coach, I would.
I think it's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
This is in the MLS, a full-grown man playing in a professional men's league. Now, I do want to know I don't know the context behind it. So if he says, "Hey, referee, you're a C word," okay, you know what? Red card, and you're going to be suspended for 2 games, 3 games, whatever. Absolutely. But if you just say it, or the F word, apparently you're going to be getting red cards for swearing now?
They do it in high school.
This is ridiculous. I get high school, right? You get 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, whatever. A full-grown man? Come on.
I need to hear the contents of what it was used.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I agree, but listen, listen, we've all watched English Premier League football, and when a referee blows a whistle and for a foul and the player turns around and goes, "Oh, come on, ref, what the was that?" You can read his lips and you're like, he clearly swore and the referee just had a word with him and we're away.
I'll tell you what, though,
Manage the game.
if I was a ref and a player looked at me and said, "What the is that?" I would look at him and go, "That's a card."
Yeah, I
Now, if you just yelled "up," whatever, I wouldn't. But if you looked at me and I'd be like,
Yeah,
"That's
that's
dissent."
that's the problem that I have with high school stuff is that a player turning around to a referee and using the F word. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Send him off.
Yep,
absolutely.
I would,
If he
100%.
If he misses a shot or makes a
No,
mistake,
that's
and
what I
he goes,
mean.
fuck, and
I wouldn't do anything.
uses the F word, and referees will give yellows for that.
I wouldn't do anything for that.
And I got into a little bit of an argument with some of the referees in a Facebook group here about this. And I said, listen, when you play the game at a high level, your emotions are going. And as long as you're not swearing at the referee, it's good. If you're swearing at your teammate, if you're telling someone on another team to fuck off or get the fuck out of here, you know what? That's not a card. This is a grown man's sport. Just manage the players, manage the game. So this is absolutely ridiculous. But again, Nate, we don't know the full context, and we probably should maybe hopefully look into it. I don't know. Can't if I'm bothered, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. All right.
It's one of those life mysteries that we'll never understand. Like, why is the water blue?
I
Why is this guy gray?
Don't know. We'll never know.
never know.
Moving on.
Well, last we're going to end on a happy note, boys. We're
What?
gonna end on a happy note today. San Marino have won their first ever competitive match. I mean, listen.
Yay!
If we had the applause tool, we'd be applauding. With a population of 33,000, the microstate previously held a competitive record of 0-5 and 171 losses. 5 draws, 171 losses. This is their first. This is their second ever win. The first was as is pretty much a non-competitive game. That last win came in April of 2004. So 20 years.
Wow.
This is
Congratulations,
the
San Marino.
first. Yeah, 33,000. I think you boys and myself could become citizens over there and probably make it into the national team.
Probably.
Well, hold on, because their national team, by my count, I'm almost done.
Oh,
It looks like they've had a total of, in their starting lineup, a total of actually 3 professionals that actually play, or 4 professionals that play for registered clubs.
wow.
And they beat Liechtenstein, which I think been around.
Been around for a while, yeah.
And they, going through their lineup here, they don't have a lot. They don't have a lot of professional players either.
So you're saying we could play for either one of those nations?
You know what? I'm saying I think we
Take
can.
the boots out and let's go.
Yep. Let's it. One-way ticket to either Liechtenstein or San Marino sounds nicer. I think. Let's do that. Let's go there. Let's help that nation out.
Liechtenstein has 3 professional players playing in that starting lineup.
Yeah. All right, boys. We're going to cut it short. What a hell of a fun show we had today. Big thank you to Soccer World. Big thank you to Next Level Training. A big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars, Thomas McGee's, and Dr. Zachary Atwood, the football doc. Very much appreciate you guys supporting We Are Soccer. Yes, we moved the show from Sunday to Monday because American football was on last night in and around the area, so we wanted to make sure we could have enough people watching and have some fun with us tonight. We will be back this upcoming Sunday, regular day, regular time, 9 p.m. Lots of soccer to get to. Oh, and by the way, international football is out of here this coming weekend. We'll be watching and talking about domestic. Finally, the domestic is back, and we'll have a long string of domestic games. I know Aston Villa are playing Everton. Boys, do we know who Manchester United has this upcoming weekend?
Southampton away.
Southampton away. All right. Oh, and it's the North London Derby. As we talked about, Declan Rice out because of red cards, and Martin Odegaard struggling with injuries after twisting an ankle today against Austria. All right, that's going to do it for us. Until next week. Thanks, boys. Cheers.